All right. How's everybody doing? Hey, Iman, how's it going? It's somewhere in between, I would say. 193. Definitely more than a hobby now that the book is the comic itself is coming out. Saying it's my sole purpose though would be a bit of a probably be a bit of a stretch. Yeah, not quite an obsession, I would say. Definitely a priority though. Oh my god, are they really censoring this song? All right. I feel like I should apply supply the swearing for when they do that. I kind of feel like we can do the full, okay, with his full back to us. Oh man, this version of the song kind of sucks now. Trying too hard. Let's look up back muscles as per usual. You can get out of here. Hey, Lee, how's it going, man? Been an interesting day. Been with all sorts of people who, well, with a few people who ordered the original art with the campaign. So, okay, which one do you want? It's interesting to see which picks they go with. Hey, maybe that means you'll sleep tonight. You never know, right? Gotta look on the upside. Hey, Assassin, how's it going? The worst thing, sleeping early. You know, if you wake up at 2 in the morning, that kind of sucks, but yeah, between those two would kind of be ideal, wouldn't it? between 10 and 4. And Assassin Arrow, I mean, it certainly would work for the right book. I don't know if it's right for this one. Just because, like, you know, my guys are all kind of goofy plays on image type names. That head ain't right. Hey, okay, how's it going, man? Well, that's the thing. I don't quite have it behind me because now is when I got to do all the work of putting the thing together. It's good to have the campaign behind me and not have to post every fucking day anymore. I'm very much into that. That was the thing I always enjoyed the least. I do have to wait for the payout too, yes. Which, you know, I assume will all work fine. Why does that head look too big? Probably because it's too big. A bit of a shame. I think that looks about right. I'm kind of going for a bit of a Liefeld pose on this one. Hey, Biff. What if Kickstarter Liefeld's you? I feel like they might have difficulty. Well, staying in business, I was going to say, but you know, hey, maybe their name has been built up well enough now where they can just do that and like, doesn't matter. All the bad press can get out. It's like, no, that's still a viable option. What are you talking about? Oof. Man. Not quite. Too low, too low. There we go. The other side of this is I can't make these the most awesome drawings ever, or else they'll look out of place in the book. So I have to keep in mind, try to make them look decent, but don't exceed too much what was done first time around on these, because this is, of course, a redraw of issue 1, page 10. I did see that. I downloaded those late. Thank you. Sorry, I've been kind of all over today, so forgot to get back to you on that. Kind of twinkle toesing it a bit here, isn't he? Oh, that works. Combining them into one file? All right. Good shit. Yeah, I said them separately, just I didn't know if that was any better, I think. Unless I didn't do that. I might not have done that. Yeah. Yeah, this ain't working. Hang on. Okay. Try this. Hang on. They were two files originally. Okay, okay. And congratulations for lining them all up. I don't believe I was able to do that on the page itself. Not 100%. That was when before I would untape them. The spread in issue 3 is a real problem for that. Yeah, I appreciate you taking out those word balloons. They're not even really noticeable anymore. Like where the gaps would have been. This doesn't quite work, does it? Hang on. Okay, here. Is it that his ass is too high? I think that might be a little bit of it. It was a little bit elongated last time too. It doesn't look bad, so we can go with that. There were some weird and gappy areas. Okay. The color, yeah, that would make sense. The color kind of brings everything together anyway. Cool. I wonder how often that happens. Maybe every once in a while. You know what, let's bring this arm back a little bit. Let's do the other leg, maybe. That's a bit too much, but... Okay, that just looks weird because he's kind of moving this way. Yeah, that doesn't work either. Fuck. Hey, Brandon, how's it going, buddy? That is the hope. Oh, no. Okay. I'm not moving the shoulders right either, am I? Hmm. Hey, D-Man, how's it going? Well, Lee does have a Patreon. That might work. Well, I'll be able to pay you before the 22nd, hopefully. So that'd be something. Hmm. This is pretty close to what I already had, I think. Just don't drop the hand too far below the ass. Let's go with that. There was some Guns N' Roses in the background there. Okay, so a little bit of a racing going on here. We're getting it. We're getting it. Okay, a little bit. Not too much, just a bit. Okay. Let's try to make it so he doesn't look like he's coming on a shock block. This isn't that scene. And yeah, you know, that does kind of work, D. Wait a minute, dude. Which one do you drop here? No, that should be a bit more going that way. Well, I mean, I plan on just kind of never addressing it, so you guys can make up your own internal headcanon. Just don't feel the need to share it with me. Oh, hey, Sheldon, how's it going, buddy? Pretty close down to level with the knees there. Oh, yeah, shock block. Come on, man. There's only so many guys, you know? Everybody remembers Fireburn. You can forget Fireburn. I don't mind. I care about Fireburn. Yeah, I mean, me too, to an extent. And I forgot most of it when I decided to try and draw like 90s guys. Oh, these are like stretches. You gotta have stretch marks on the clothes, man. Again, if we can't get the detail in here, we got to make up the detail. That's where I know the song from mostly. That's the best version of the song. It is on an album as well, which I believe is Dehumanizer. But the version is a little truncated. Doesn't have the same build-up. But I had the Wayne's World soundtrack, so this was the one I knew. By the time I heard the other one, I was like, what the fuck did you do to my song? Okay, not too bad, but... Muscle fitness magazines are kind of the way to go. Them and how to draw dynamic figures. Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, that's the thing. These days you can just go back muscles, and you're good to go, or whichever kind. I believe there's a Rob sketchbook out there. I'm sure that has all the basics down. I think everybody has problems with backs, unless unless you're drawing them all the fucking time, or you're who was it? Was it Toth who just refused? I mean, that's the solution. I feel like I'm okay with the shoulder blades. It's the mid and lower back that I tend to make kind of mushy. Mushy boots. All right. I mean, whatever it takes to get you through the page sometimes, right, man? Oh, I think I saw boots, and it was not boots. Does that mean I got to retract shock block a little bit? I could do that, but all right. I mean, there will be blades as well that kind of go down like that. That'll be a bit of a problem, I suppose. Yeah, it'll. We'll see if I remember to put the blades in. It could happen. Hey, Owen, how's that? How is the Wildcats compendium? Is it everything you hoped for? All right, let's not draw any further without adding in some blades, maybe. So it should be theoretically around here. Won't quite make sense, but that's okay. No, it's always okay. That's a little too high, or too low, rather. Need them high so that we can do these. I didn't notice that. A lot of arcs starting with a random explosion. It doesn't surprise me, though. Oh shit! Lee's gonna correct all of my oversights with the asses. Butt force coming at you. Man, it's amazing how often I just kind of shied away from like full on blacks first time around on this. I guess I'm not the first white guy to do that. Oh shit. Booth would be the master ass corrector? I don't even know what that means, man. Yeah, I was gonna say we might as well plug this thing in, but I don't know if that's even necessary. Might not be right now. I don't think I put this on this list. I think Spotify likes to get a little bit creative for no reason. So I remember considering this and being like, nah, there's very little on the Sinister Urge worth putting on here, I think. Scum of the Earth makes it, not much else. Critiquer of Butts. No, I'm not a fan of Spotify making shit up. Like, I make a playlist for a fucking reason. You know, okay, maybe not everybody puts thought into fucking playlists. I do. And I overthink it when something doesn't work. Okay, let's just waste the rest of this here. I got a couple more of these. I think this is pretty much toast. We can chuck that. I have not seen the Sinister Urge. I didn't know that was a movie. Oh, a Joe Sontag's show? Actually, I a lot of it comes down to knowing a guy in between. I know Mike McMahon. Like he's the guy who did the number 4 variant cover for the book, and he knows Joe. And I guess he was kind of raving about me to him, which was very nice of him. But yeah, so Joe reached out to me at first, and I'm like, yeah, man, whenever's good. And they're like, cool, I'm booked up for like a month. I'll get back to you after that. And he didn't get back to me, but we had the conversation at least. And then when I was actually doing the Kickstarter, I was able to circle back to him, which I think worked better because now I had a thing to actually talk about, whereas last time I kind of wouldn't have. I was on the Sontag show. It's the Jim Lee talking about AI episode, which is an odd one. Also went on a bunch of other shows. Went on Genuine Comics, that was a fun one. Went on what's it called? K-Pop Junkie. Also good. Friday nights went on. I forget the name of the last one I went in. Fuck. Mark Polton. That was it. Hey, Pixel Forge. Thanks, man. That took a lot of reworking. Yeah, I get the feeling that happened a couple of times. Yeah, Mad Ruth. I think I said the Friday nights, but if I didn't, I meant to. Also had a conversation with Rob Norton, which isn't something I think he does too often, but that was pretty cool. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh no, my hockey league is active. Somebody tell them to shut the fuck up. Forgot to turn off my fucking notifications again. Oh shit. That one. It's about right. I used to have a pretty good handle on back muscles. I don't think it was 100% correct, but it was the kind of back muscles that Bart Sears used anyway. So it's good enough for me. All right, Lee, man, get some sleep. I'll talk to you tomorrow, probably. Thanks for stopping in. God fucking damn it. I'm going to shoot everybody in my fucking hockey pool. Let's see here. I want to do double lighting, but I wasn't doing it at this point of the comic yet, so I'm going to hold back on this one. Don't need like one panel of crazy double lighting surrounded by, a bunch where it's like, couldn't figure it out, but hadn't gotten there yet. It's kind of a wild looking back though. Okay, so this might be the one page with decent hatching on muscles in the book. Well, no, maybe not, but it's going to be better than the rest of the book, I think. I suppose I'll have to live with that. Again, I don't think I put this on the list. I was considering it though. Oh wait, no, definitely not the remix. No, too much dead air in the remix. I like a couple of the songs off Super Sexy Swingin' Sounds, but that ain't really one of them. Much prefer the original. This is page 10. This is a full-on redraw, and I'm gonna have to replace this guy because this kind of looks like shit, particularly compared to the original version. The problem with the first version of this is that this was one of the ones that got heavily pasted on lettering, and I couldn't patch it up. Most of the others don't have this. In fact, I would say all of them. The ones that did have this, I've already redrawn. But this was the original version. As you can see, there's like glue spots where I've had to white out and try to draw over, and eventually decided it was just unsalvageable. This was before I decided I was even going to start selling pages. So just doing a full-on redraw. This is, yeah, not something I can use anymore, unfortunately. I can confirm the integrity of the pages that have been sent out. They're all in pretty good shape, actually. So, for instance, Sheldon, I set this one aside for you earlier. Does have the lettering pasted on, but that's how it's been for, a couple of years. It's been just sitting on there. And I think that looks all right. No whiteout at all on that page, I think. A little bit in the muzzle flare, but that was during the drawing process. I got it all set up for you. I got a post it with your name on it, set aside and everything. Did I ever draw box people? I tried to learn formulas. It just my brain doesn't really hang on to formulas. So eventually, it just kind of there's just a lot of eyeballing. Let's have him there. Go like that. Yeah, no, I'd prefer if I could come up with it, if I could memorize formulas all right. That'd make this a lot easier, I feel like. Instead, it's just a lot of like, this doesn't look right. Why doesn't it look right? Who knows? Erase it, start again. Really? That's your first one? How much do you spend on fucking Kickstarters, man? Because it seemed, I got the impression you spend a lot. Didn't just none of them offer art, or is it usually not affordable? I mean, actually, that wouldn't surprise me too much. Mechanical or wood pencil? Mechanical. I assume that's what we're talking about. Occasionally I use wood, but I prefer to use mechanical. It's just a lot of the time I don't get the results I want with mechanical, so you just kind of got to reset. Put a down payment on a house or get an original Rob Liefeld drawing. What's a down payment on a house? Because if it's less than 50 grand, then I think I take the Rob Liefeld drawing. If we're talking like a page or like a splash page. Oh, I appreciate that, man. If this is the first time you felt like actually getting one, that's awesome. I don't want to go a little. You can't really go too nuts with the blades. Down, down, down. This is already looking goofy enough as it is. One splash page. Now, double page splash or single splash? I think single splash goes for about 30K. It might not be worth it in the exchange rate there. Because double, it's Liefeld all the way. Again, just for sheer market value. And I would look at it and go, look how little is on here. And then I would immediately flip it. Vertical double page splash. I think that would work out fine. Do I want to just do this? No, I don't. Was ding a ding dang my dang along ling long. And page with new. That's Merit. That's not Rob. I think you might be able to get that for 50. You never know. Definitely worth inquiring about. Do I want to do that? Not really. It's like one of the few times I have to actually show like the entire path of the blades. I used to be able to one up the old version. I was never very happy with the old version. Don't you dare you go under the fucking ruler. Did you do it? A little bit. Oh, thanks, man. Well, part of it is just like I tried to think of it in terms of like eventually trying to work towards a schedule. You know, trying to keep like because it's trying to go for a 1993 feel, right? And I mean, they didn't always keep to a schedule, but that mindset was there sometimes at least. And it's necessary in terms of just not sitting on a page forever and noodling away. Like if you're, you know, if you're Todd McFarlane, you can do that shit. If you're Jeff Matsuda, not so much, you know? So to kind of help myself just keep moving along on a page, I'm trying to think with that, keep it on a schedule kind of mindset. Because otherwise, you know, like I'd totally do the thing where I just sit here and, you know, I'm here week after week on the same page. Whereas, you know, now I can at least go, okay, it's done. I fucking hate it, but it's done. And that's good enough. Don't hate too much on this page yet, except for this guy. That fucking sucks, but that's okay. Again, we'll be replacing that. Yeah, fuck it. Pretty much, man. So I don't love it by any means, but I do also have like 120 pages to feel iffy about, and that's not too bad. I might have 50 otherwise. And like, let's face it, I'd probably feel iffy about those today too, anyway. Thanks, man. It's that's a tough hurdle to get over. That's maybe the toughest hurdle to get over. Is to just go, you know what? People have shitty pages. Everybody has shitty pages where it's like, you didn't have it this day. And when you're reading it, you go, ooh. And then you move on and you go, hey, look at this one. And like the shitty page, you know, you might look at it later and be like, what the fuck happened here? But like, that's not going to be the focus of the book, most likely, unless you're really fucked up. If you're really fucked up, then a redraw is in order. And I can do that. That's fine. None of this shit is precious. You know, it's all kind of produced on a pretty quick schedule. Excuse me. Why is my thumb getting sore? Feels like I jammed it or something. That's weird. All right. Let's try and get like a halfway point on this ass so that Lee doesn't fuck with it too much. I think that's about right. Hey, Ray, how's it going? And hey, Rob. I knew if I drew an asses long enough that you would hear the call. It's like drawing trees to summon Endraven or drawing greets to summon Brain. You have called me, and so I have appeared. If that works. I guess we'll find out. Let's black it in. Make it fucking horrible to try and fix if it's wrong. I may have missed a trick in not naming this, Blood Force is live. The butt party commences. That probably would have gotten more people watching. And then they get here and go, dude, butt. Oh. No, this wasn't on the list. Stop suggesting things. Is there something I can do to make it so it doesn't insert random shit? Disable smart shuffle. There we go. Shuffle. There we go. Okay. That should hopefully just include songs from the list now. I fucking hate that it defaults to, hey, let's play extra shit for you. Huh? Is that a line about okra? Oh, thanks, man. I mean, that's largely original, just a better version of the original. Feet are almost identical. Shock block looks a fair bit better, though. And I kind of just simplified the tech a bit. For the most part, I'm trying to keep it pretty faithful to the original version. Again, compositions and a little bit with the line work. There's obviously going to be some differences, but... Again, I don't want there to be too much of a jarring change when there's a redrawn page in there. Cool. That's all I'm looking for, really, ultimately, is that it works. Haha. Nice try, feet. Not getting into this one. All right, good stuff. I try not to if I can help it. Like, usually I can fix it in pencils. If I can't do that, I've started inking, then I realize, oh shit, something got fucked up, which happens often enough. Then it's like, okay, well, whiteout, then we got to fix it in inks. If we can't do that, it's like, is it good enough to leave as it is? Will it be a serious problem if I try to fix it? It's like, okay, well, if it is, then maybe we got to try patch. If that's not going to work, fuck it, redraw the whole thing. There's a progression. Whatever comes up with the least amount of work is generally the answer and still provides like a decent end product. Yeah, no, I agree. Not only does it lead to self-doubt, it wastes time. Waste time, it could be drawing other shit. If it's sufficient as it is, just leave it. It's a bad page in a book with, probably at least 21 other pages, right? Just fucking leave it. Done that a few times. Generals gathered in their masses. Yeah, getting over yourself is a big thing. It's one I had difficulty with. Oh Lord, yeah. Yeah, man, what the fuck is up with my thumbs? Like both of them feel fucked up. Uh-oh, this thing's dying on me. Yeah, come on, you can do it. Maybe you can't. Pretend you can. I don't believe I did anything unusual with my thumbs. They were fine before the stream. I think I might have cracked this one, which I don't always do. But generally, it doesn't really matter too much. It just feels kind of swollen. Theoretically, it's to avoid smudging. I smudge anyway. I think it would be worse if I didn't have it. That's basically what it comes down to. I think I'd probably be better just getting a piece of paper and, you know, drawing like this all the time. But so far, I haven't had that much sense yet. Might happen in future, but not the foreseeable future, I don't think. Sew the paper onto the glove. That's an idea. Then how long though before the paper is just too smudgy to use, right? You know, you always got to think ahead. All right. Hopefully that's enough of a concession for Lee there. He just wants like full on cheeks, doesn't he? He probably does. Oh yeah, man, we're going heavy on the calves. Just doing anything anymore? No. Okay, so you're toast. It's always feels good to throw one of those out. So it's like you have served me well. Get the fuck out of here. In that fields the body's burning. Just keep gluing more paper on over the old paper. There's an idea. That's thinking, Sheldon. I appreciate that. I don't think I've watched Small Soldiers yet. That's a Joe Dante movie too, isn't that? No, no good enough excuse not to watch that. I don't think. Okay, death gripping the micron is not helping your thumb. I don't know if you know that. Interesting shadows. I feel like the corrugated zipper thing is a Jim Lee-ism for asses particularly. Was that Phil Hartman's last movie? Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, I should definitely watch that then. God bless Phil. Phil Hartman was the popo of news. You know what? I don't disagree. Well, okay. Was he the popo? Who else could he have been? No, I think you're right. Because Joe's pretty close to that too. Joe's a little too happy though. Who doesn't like click, click, boom? Nobody, right? Did Saliva have any other good songs? What are Saliva's hits? Let's find out. I do not recognize any of the rest of these. So no. Okay. Andy Dick. I feel like Andy Dick is Fireburn. Oh, Phil Hartman punched the guy out that was supposed to take Andy Smith's job. Oh, Andy Dick's job on news radio. Joe should have been the guy to do that. That is kind of a popo response, though. You're right. This is the opening for any MMA fight. That's a good call. This or Crush 'Em by Megadeth. Is that on this list? It might be. Yeah, no. Fireburn is the stupid puppy dog of the team. He's just very excited all the time. I don't know how to write him. Let's just take those out entirely. I think that looks a little better. Maybe it doesn't, but you know what? Because I can throw word balloons over that. If it doesn't, well, you know, I'll be able to tell better when it's on a smaller scale. Click Boom is a good option for theme song for this thing. Aside from the Blood Force theme song itself, of course. This is also not a bad choice. All right, I think I'm going to grab a quick smoke. Well, I keep cracking my knuckles. Maybe I should stop doing that. Where did I leave the tape? Okay. And when I come back, we'll go for another 45 minutes or so, maybe. Kevin James? Kevin James isn't on news radio. Or is it just because he's an actual MMAer? Do it like around there. Ask Paul Blart. And I think I should probably plug this thing in while I'm taking off. How's the charge doing? Yeah, just in case. Where'd it go? That'd be terrifying if I misplace the cord. I have to use lesser cords then. All right. How's the games going? Check that too. Yeah. Oh, they yanked Askarov. Oh well. Let's hope that Lindgren can keep up the performance then to make up for it. All right, back shortly. All right. Oh, okay, you read Team One Stormwatch? I've never read that one. I was thinking about getting that at some point. Might happen. And who doesn't love Foo Fighters? Or Beast in Black, for that matter. Oh, wait, no, this is Judas Priest. Fuck's sake. I just heard the voice in my head and I was like, oh, yeah, that's Giannis. No, it's not. It's Giannis's dad. I don't know if I can do that in 5 minutes, man. The Max Streamus pictures take a long time to pencil because it's a lot of erasing and retrying. I do not do those things effortlessly, unfortunately. I'd like to, but even if it's just like a basic outline, which is like largely what it would be eventually, if she's not wearing anything. I can figure out a background for this page too, or this panel. You know, the other thing I did try, I was doing actually with before I did the stream was I was trying to use some bolt cutters and unsuccessfully too. That might have been what did it actually. Didn't even think of that. I think my other thumb is a little sore too. So the lesson is don't fucking grow old. That shit ain't worth it. Can't even do basic bullshit like fucking use a pair of bolt cutters. Take a picture whenever and place it on your page for future shows. Oh, I see. I gotcha. I thought you meant like do a 5-minute sketch for the back of the book. And I'm like, there is no such thing as a 5-minute Max Streamer sketch. But okay, that makes more sense. That'll definitely get people hanging around for a minute. Just holding up a sign in front of her tits saying back in 5 minutes. That kind of thing. That would work. Who remembers the name of this band? Not everybody, I'm sure. Some of the dumbest fucking alternative rock of the 90s. Sheldon got it. Silver chair. I can try and turn it up a little bit here. Hang on. I do say your speakers are crap, Brain. Natalie Imbruglia was the Torn girl. Like, that was the name of her song, right? That chick was cute as fuck, man. I guess good for him, for this guy, for coming up with a shitty alternative rock band. It got him dating Natalie Imbruglia. You're not pulling that off otherwise. They're both Aussies. Oh, okay. I didn't realize Natalie Imbruglia was. Yeah, it still would have happened otherwise. I'm making a judgment call based on how dumb the guy's lyrics are. Did they win a contest? I was not aware of that. I only just saw them pop up, and I'm like, okay, this is fucking stupid. That explains the dumbness. Very hard to drink. My favorite lyric too, I think. Okay, there's a little bit of lumpy mashed potatoes going on in the back there, but otherwise I think it's pretty good. Yes, that's the thing. All of us did stupid shit when we were teenagers, but there was no internet, so it was okay. So we could get away with that shit. Assuming that we didn't, win a band contest. And then you get like all sorts of money as a compensation and like a horrible lifestyle to try and keep up with afterwards. So there's like, man, what the fuck is going on with that cheek? I might keep that. I don't know. We'll see. I might black over it a little bit. I wrote some terrible song lyrics back in the day too. Regardless of not being able to play an instrument or sing particularly well. I guess you don't necessarily need those things to be able to write a good song or to write a shitty song. Yes, you were spared being pimped by the industry, as you undoubtedly would have been. So we all did okay, ultimately. That is the only way to get a record deal. And even then, record deal is like, what the fuck is a record deal? Just make a fucking YouTube video. You're just as likely to go viral. And then the record deals come to you. Yeah, I mean, that's like, like I guess people still listen to music. It just feels like it's not nearly as big a deal as it used to be. Maybe just because I don't pay attention to the shit that people listen to these days. That's probably has something to do with it. Sorry for whistling right by the camera. I shouldn't do that shit. Yeah, I mean, it is a bit of a drag that music doesn't have the same kind of importance as it used to. I don't think. Like fucking, you can find 1,000 people who are super skilled and can produce one song. So there's no point in being into a band. And I mean, as a result, you don't get shit like Crazy Train. You know, you get stuff like, yeah, that's kind of nice. That's kind of catchy. You don't like, I don't know. I guess something has come out recently where kids are like, "This is my favorite song of all time," but like, I don't know. I don't think it's the same. I think that's just the next one anyway. And of course, this was not '90s, but or 2000s or '80s, but it was on an NHL game, so that's good enough. Now producers are the stars. I mean, I guess. Like, it's always kind of the case that producers made stars, at least to some extent, but. Otherwise, Rick Rubin would be homeless instead of just looking homeless. Well, I don't even know what he looks like these days. He might have like shaved that shit off years ago. I wouldn't know. Yeah, no, he looks exactly the same. His beard is just white now. He does look like Stoner Gandalf. I think that's the implication, is that Gandalf was a stoner. He does talk about the weed in the pipe fairly often. I don't know if that had the same connotation when Tolkien wrote that, which I believe he did. But they left that shit in, and when they left it in, they were very aware, I think, that that was, that was a nod to stoners. That stoners like Lord of the Rings. So it's okay. That hand's a little small, isn't it? Particularly compared to how monstrous that thigh is. Yeah, it's not too bad, I guess. It was Rick Rubin all along. How did we not see it up until now? I feel like he probably claimed that once or twice. Man, we just screw up so much for so many charlatans. It almost looks like whiteout in comparison. Just a little bit of smudging going on there, right? Don't erase the top. Don't forget you haven't drawn Hawkstab's head yet. We still need a couple of pockets on Hawkstab here as well. Okay. That'll work, I think. Yeah. Hey, Monty, how's it going, buddy? Did you get a portfolio review with artists or writers and they give you homework of what to do with them? If you're talking to me, no, I never met an editor or artist really, and never got any feedback. I went to like 2 conventions. And, you know, like those would have been like warm-up conventions to like get the sense of it. And I just never went back to one. I never heard about another one, I don't think. They were definitely coming every year, but like, I feel like the window, the last one I went to, which again would have been another warm-up convention where I'm just kind of getting the lay of the land and that kind of shit. Was in like 96, I think, maybe 95. And like by the time another one would have come out, I probably would have been out of comics. It was not long after that. Not out of comics, but out of superhero comics. And like, you don't go to conventions for independence. So, yeah, never went for a portfolio thing. Again, never really occurred to me that people do that. I don't think. I think I'd heard of that happening occasionally, but didn't really put. Like I was more on the independent kick. So the way you make a comic is you make a comic. You don't get somebody else to tell you can make a comic. At that time, like getting somebody else's feedback would have been like, unless you're giving me work, what is the point of this? How long are we going? 2 hours? Is that where we're at? 151. No. I'm usually going at least for 2 hours. Even on a Wednesday. Might not be going for too much longer, but it is funny that having read a bunch of Cerebus stuff, the result for us was basically what Dave intended, which was that we didn't even consider the big two as options. Or, like, certainly no better options than just going out and making a bunch of fucking comics. It was just a matter of time, really. No, I was fully out of comics for like 20 years. It was superhero comics at first, and then, basically, I ended up moving halfway across the country. Well, no, fully across the country to a place that had no comic stores, and this was in like 2000, so I didn't have like 2002. I didn't have a way to order them. I could go in like once every couple of months, maybe, and pick up a couple, but like I quickly fell behind. And it's just like, you know what? There's nothing I'm really keeping up with anyway. So apart from Cerebus and like the store that I've got here, the LCS, they don't stock them regularly, so it's not worth even going to the shop for me. Again, this is like 2002. There was a lot of shit going on. There wasn't a lot of great comics at that time. Unless you had, like, you were dedicated and you had, maybe like a long box or something, like an order box, which I did not have. Never had one of those. And this will go on for fucking ever, so we don't need that. But we do need some Limp Bizkit. We gotta check out his melody. Yeah, no, Monty's here for the singing and nothing else. What got me back into comics? Part of it was that I came into a bit of money. Like, not a ton, a few grand. And because my grandpa passed away. And that was one of the things I spent a fair bit of money on. Was like, you know what? Let's see what comics is doing. So bought a whole bunch of trades. And eventually worked back to buying the Image books, because at the time, me and my brother were making fun of the Image books. just because, you know, it's fun to rip on shit. And, like, you know, that was where we were at that day. And I go home and I'm like, you know what? I can get these for like $3 each. American, but still. Oh, Lee already took off, man. Sorry, he had to get some sleep. I've been working him too hard. This is pretty much toast now. I think we can just move on to the next one. So yeah, like just, you know what? I think I'll see if there's anything good, and you know, I found a couple of good things. Nothing that really blew my mind. And then got the image books, and I'm like, man, these things, like some of them look pretty good, but like none of them are satisfying for comics, and that kind of fascinated me. You know, because I've always been a fan of, you know, like, hey, if the art's good enough, then it doesn't matter what the story's. It's like, well, you know, there's a bit of a lie to that, and Image kind of proved it. Just get a full interview here. They're just kind of trying to keep me on past the time limit. Hang on a second here. How do I open this fucking thing? There's a way to just open it, isn't there? I've been tearing these things open this entire time. There's just a fucking opening at the bottom. It's just kind of instinctual. I forget what the term is. Counterintuitive. There we go. No, that's cool, man. When did it... Yeah, I mean, a lot of these we covered on the last Q&A vid, which does exist. Nobody knows about it. Maybe 200 people watched it. That was done like a year and a half ago, I feel like. But started on I started Blood Force May of 2022. And that was as a result of conversations with my brother. What we do is we'd set up a Google Doc, and we both had editing privileges, so we'd just have a fucking conversation where, you know, he'd write a line, I'd write a line, he'd write a line, that kind of thing. Sometimes we'd write over each other's lines, which would be fucking frustrating and fun. You know. And yeah, we were ripping on the Image stuff, and at one point he came up with an Image type drawing, and I'm like, no. I mean, there's good stuff there, but like, you know, you got to do this and this and this. And then I did one that was kind of a joke, and it's like, you know, this is kind of fun. Let me. I don't know. From there, I've still got the conversation written, like the Google Doc. Somehow it turned into coming up with joke characters, like joke Image characters. So first one of those was Hawkstab, and I'm like, oh my god, that name's amazing, and I still think that. I can't believe I came up with that name. I started hating my mother when I was a teenager. I got over it by the time I was in my 20s. And these days were good. But up with a bunch of character names, starting with, I'm trying to remember that first group. There was Hawkstab, there was Fireburn, which again sounded just like ridiculously stupid. Popo was in there, as was Prima Bomba, as in Prana, and the Kickler, which are ones that were overthought. And then from there, it was a matter of, okay, so what would this comic even be about? I was like, fuck, man, I don't know. Came up with one idea that wasn't very good. And it's like, well, like, like, it was kind of funny, but like the kind of thing I would have come up with in high school. And I couldn't see a way to turn it into more stories. So it's like, okay, well, that's not it. And like, again, wasn't seriously thinking about turning it into more stories, but it's just like, okay, well, that's definitely useless beyond like an issue at best. And then came up with the idea for, the whole space thing. There's, with the different races, the Maxtricians getting chased across the galaxy, all that kind of shit, and looking for refugee status. And she's got a strike team. Naturally, you would have a strike team. You're on an alien planet. Aliens offer you a strike team. Sure, why not, right? That's got to work out well. And the thing was, and that was kind of a cliched idea, but the thing was that I could think of ways to springboard stories off of that. So that was the most important thing. Because it has kind of a sci-fi thing, and it's like, well, so any sci-fi trope that's been used before is up in the air. Like, that's on the table. And then it was just a matter of, okay, can we hammer out a first issue? Or can I hammer out a first issue? And did that in like one day, I think. Mostly, anyway. Just sitting on my porch, fucking chain smoking. And the thing was pretty good. So it was like, oh, fuck. I could see drawing this. In fact, I could see like a couple of the pages, what they would look like. And that was a big thing. It's like, I think those pages would be fun to draw, man. And, try drawing. First one I tried drawing was hard in an image style. And it's like, it's kind of there, It's very kind of Liefeld influence. And it's like, let's try a hawk stab. And, that was a bit more Jim Lee. And it's like, okay, that's kind of fun. Let's just try the fucking cover of the first issue. Let's see how that works. Which was not the cover that I eventually ended up with. But it did give me all of my character designs. Or most of them, anyway. So that's the most important thing. And yeah, then just started drawing, like, I drew that first page, and it's like, okay, this kind of works. I guess I could try drawing page 2. And it's like, these are still kind of working. They're not, they're not really, like, I've been out of practice for drawing. Well, like, luckily I just started getting kind of back into practice a year or two before, but I was still, like, not where I wanted to be yet. But like, I was able to start, like, picking and choosing pages that I had in the script that looked like they would be fun to draw, and like, those started piling up. Particularly the one with hard, the big close up on a screamy face, and like Popo jumping down from the rooftops. Those ones are just like, well, I mean, those are fucking givens. Like those have to be drawn. Just dumbfounded that you guys got back into comics and started making yeah. I mean, there's some I feel like I was going to get back into comics eventually once I realized, like I got adult money. If you want to spend money on comics, you can do that. You're allowed. But there's a lot of like good timing in there as well. Like discovering Perch when I did too. That actually was kind of big. Cause like I had just started drawing again. Well, I just started drawing this new thing. And had discovered Perch's channel. And I was on like a week vacation, I think. And I was just doing yard work, so I just kind of, I put on this playlist and just let it go for like a few hours. And that was when we get the advice to, just produce pages, because that's the one thing most people don't do. And it's like, well, that's okay. I'm already kind of doing that. So that and put out videos where you do sped up footage of you drawing over with you talking, just shooting the shit. And I couldn't do the shooting the shit part because I feel like I would need a topic, and then I feel like it would need to be structured, and it would just kind of fall apart because that's not something I can do. So, I mean, some of you guys remember the page commentaries. That's where that came from. Eventually, it just kind of fell apart because that was like, how many times can I say the same thing? Yeah, I mean, it's crazy when like you stop drawing for a long time and then you get back into it. I know I was like, it took like there was some time for shaking the rust off, but after that I was better than I'd ever been before. And it was like, how did this happen? Like, part of it, a big part of it is, having watched a lot of tutorial shit in the meantime, not putting a lot of it into practice, just, like occasionally kind of doodling. But like, you'd think you would need to be putting it into practice in order to, have that be part of your work. And it's just like, maybe your work just gets better naturally. Like it just kind of by osmosis. That's a possibility too. I'm a little dumbfounded. It's, and my buddy Jay had the same experience. He got into comics or got back into drawing maybe a year after I did, or after I started doing Blood Force anyway. And, at first it was a little clunky for him, but he soon kind of found his rhythm, and it's the best shit he's ever drawn, easy. And he's like, he publishes poetry. And he's decided to start doing like combination comics and poetry. So there's, like it's comics, and instead of narration, it's lines of poetry. Which is like, all right, I appreciate the comics part of that. Never been a fan of poetry. Doesn't really stick for me. Your latent artistic ability manifests, kind of, It's like, I guess I never fully forgot, just kind of felt like I did, but... But then the two big things were the YouTube after that. Anyway, it's, everything up to there was kind of big. The other two big things were the YouTube channel. So the review videos were huge because that started getting a following and getting people like, watching the commentaries, which is like, it was all right. Occasionally getting redirected to the Patreon or something. And then after a year well, I guess it was just after a few months, started doing live streams. No, it was probably after a year when I started doing like regular live streams. And that's been the huge thing, is just keeping me, uh, you know, nailed to my desk for a few hours twice a week. But the videos are big because I'm constantly getting new stuff that I haven't seen in 30 years or haven't seen at all. So you get new ideas either way. Or you just refresh something that you learned, a few years ago. And it's like, yeah, well, yeah, you haven't looked at this one recently, so go check that out. That's been kind of huge. It's been a very weird little, like, very specific chain of events that's kind of led to Blood Force. And I mean, fuck, the comic getting published now is in large part due to me getting fired. We were working at the same place for 11 fucking years doing a job I hated. And eventually got let go. And got a nice little severance, which I was not expecting. Enough to live off of for a few months. Or at least long enough to last me until I got on EI, which is where I'm at now. And it's like, you know what? I can hang out at least until everything is done on the Kickstarter. I don't have to get another job immediately. So why don't we just put everything into the Kickstarter for a few months and just like fucking go at warp speed and see if we can get it, and it fucking worked. And it's like, holy shit. And like being able to schedule interviews whenever the other guy's free. It's like, yes, I am down because I have no fucking job. That was a big thing because I needed to get on like 5 or 6 different shows in order to get people like finding out about the book. And that was kind of what helped put it over. Like, I don't think we get all the way there if I'm not able to schedule those the guest spots. If I'm just like tweeting on my lunch break or whatever. Apparently that is the magic formula. It is a crazy timeline of events. Absolutely. And like it kind of depended on a lot of things coming together. Like Lee offering to do the colors. It's like, oh shit, yeah, no, you did offer that before. I completely forgot. And then he reiterated. And it's like, oh yeah, and now I've got money where I can pay you to do that. Let's just fucking do that. You need to calm down there a little bit, sickness guy. So yeah, I had this kind of like stockpile of cash that I could take care of everything that I didn't already have. So that which wasn't a ton, but still, I would have been very hesitant about it otherwise. And I would have been like finding excuses not to do it because it's kind of tough, and I don't know if I got the time, and I don't know if I got the money, and That was another thing, because I mean, like I've had people offer to color my stuff before, and it's like, okay, hey, let's see how it goes, and you get it back. It's like, okay, it's better than I would have done. Thanks for that. And then just hope they don't bring it up again. I think a couple were okay, or like, my brother did one that was actually pretty good. But he doesn't have the time to devote to that. So, Lee offering, it's like, okay, well, here, take the cover and let's see how it goes. And I came back and it was like, okay, let's tweak this and this and tweak the speed lines. Holy shit. And yes, super fast. That's a huge part of it. Like he got me the first 6 pages today. So and like it was just last Saturday that it got funded. You know, I think I gave him to him on Friday, but still. So he's going for it, and we've already also got those 4 sample pages done. We've got all the colors done. Like half of the book is basically colored right now. Give it another week or so, and it'll be good to go. And it's like, fuck, I got to get up to speed on my part. I feel like I'm maybe slacking. I mean, I don't think I am. It just feels like it is, like I am. There's also the thing, it's like, it hasn't been a week yet. I don't know that I necessarily need to feel like I'm slacking, but it's like if I'm not working at it constantly, it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Get on your computer, get on your board, or start editing or something. Oh, I'm just looking at it on the screen here. That's way too much black. Like it's the correct amount of black. That's way more than I had before. That's going to stand out quite a bit. Maybe I'll send this one to Lee as well. when it's all said and done, he can have the Hawk Stabs ass page. All right. It was a hectic schedule. Yes. I needed like 2 days of absolutely nothing. I'm just now getting back to checking Twitter again, and I got people messaging me like to follow up on stuff. It's like, oh fuck, right. And things not over yet. Fuck, let's go. Okay. Yeah. I completely ignored social media for like 2 days. It was very liberating. I've just been playing fucking Outer Limits. And eating fucking nachos and shit. But no, I mean we're doing we're doing okay. I do need to get lettering done because like there is lettering, but I don't know that it's quite up to snuff. I'd like to take another look at it. At least for the black and white book, I think it can probably be fixed up further. I'd like to get the PDFs out this month if possible. It might not be possible, but we'll see. There was a problem with the last one I was on with Mark Polton. He pointed out it's like when's your what's the word, fulfillment date? It's like, oh, it says you got fulfillment date for the PDFs at December, and I'm like, it does. I thought I've changed the fulfillment date on everything to April. Uh-oh. It's like, because that was originally what I had put as the fulfillment date, because I wasn't thinking at all. I was thinking like it would take a month or two. Again, also not thinking that the Kickstarter ended at the end of November, because just like not really getting the entire timeline in my head right. So it's like, it's a good thing I didn't say fulfillment December. Peter Palmiotti helped me out with that. He looked it over. And he's like, you're going to want to change that to like April. And I think I missed a category. I may have been. That's 25% white to 75% black or vice versa. That's an interesting rule. I like that rule. I could try to do that. But yeah, having said that the PDF will be fulfilled in December, now I'd like to get it fulfilled in December if I can. I don't know if it's possible. We'll see. Yeah, no, I mean, the support has been incredible. Like not just, I feel like a bunch of you guys suggested people to talk to about doing a guest spot. I know you did at least one. Okay, suggested a couple. John was helping me, like he was reaching out to people for me and being like, can this guy come out on your fucking show? Peter Palmiotti was sharing it everywhere. So was John. John specifically had me at him in my tweets so that he could repost it every time. It's fucking nuts. Mark was so excited to see your work, look very 90s, and equally bummed you weren't a live outfit. I know, I hated having to tell him that. And then he said how he worked with Merritt, and it's like, oh shit, I got to keep my mouth shut. You know, am I allowed to love the stuff and then also still have some kind of um, standards for quality? I don't know. At least get the digital out for the pirates. Sure, yeah. I mean, they need it, right? I mean, if it does end up on pirate sites, I'm pretty much guaranteed somebody paid for it first. So it's like, okay, what are you gonna do? Yeah, just a little awkward. It's like I knew the Liefeld thing was going to come up because I watched a couple of episodes before I went on, and I'm like, oh shit, he's a fan. It's like, oh shit, he's worked with him. Oh fuck. uh, Still, it's fun, and I'd definitely go back if he's okay with it. we can avoid Liefeld as a topic. It's all right. Mark is used to it, though. His co-host rips on live. Oh, good. Thank Christ. It's funny because I've reviewed so many Liefeld books, and I've like honed down my arguments on Liefeld so much that I just need someone to say his name, and I will fucking go for half an hour easy. I feel like most people probably don't do that. You know, you kind of develop a half-hearted opinion on the guy based on like how you feel about his stuff, and you come up with a couple of examples. It's like no. Here, let me present to you the full history of my opinion of Rob Liefeld. It's a playlist. It goes for about 30 hours. Yeah, the recent review, I feel like I have to reiterate some opinions or clarify something where I've been thinking about it more, because that happens where I'm just like, I'll put out a Rob video, and it'll express an opinion, and it's like, okay, wait a minute, I need to think about that a little bit and like elaborate on it for next time. So there was a little bit of that. There was some new stuff in there. But yeah, otherwise you just want to hammer on the regular points that Liefeld just doesn't try. And that if he were born at any other time in history, he would never have been successful. Don't say Liefeld's name 3 times in the mirror. I like to think that if you don't do it 3 times in a mirror, then will appear. Anyway, I should wrap up. I got editing to do tonight. I don't have anything done on tomorrow's Super Patriot video. I'm finally doing that one. So I got to get to work on that shit. And first, I need to smoke my face off. Remember when I first found the channel, when you eventually went after Rob, I was like, who does this guy think he is? And I took a look at the comics and like, yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not basing it on nothing. I'm basing it on, like, I think the general gist is pretty clear, which is that, this is just my opinion, and I'm going to say it as honestly as I can. I'm not saying it for clicks. I'm not saying it to try and generate drama. I'm not generating fucking shit. I'm just saying what I think of his stuff, which is not fucking much. Well, that's the thing. A lot of people have joined in, and it's like, oh, thank God. Because one of the reasons I started talking about the comics, I was saying how I'm going to get off the stream, and apparently I'm not going to do that. One of the reasons I started talking about the comics was because I was looking up, like I found there's the list of like the 40 shittiest Rob Liefeld drawings, something like that. And it's like, hey, that was fun. I want to see a bit more of that. Maybe there's a YouTube video on that, and there fucking wasn't. Not one I could find easily anyway. And it's like everything was just like, here, let's look at the worst artwork, and it's a guy like making excuses for Rob Liefeld art, or like for whoever. There's like the weird Wolverine where he's got the buck teeth or something, all that stuff. And it's like, wait, what? Why aren't there videos calling out the shitty art? It's like, I guess we don't want to do that, but that's not honest. I don't like that. I think I want to call out the shitty art. So it felt like kind of breaking a bit of new ground, particularly on the Wildcats video, realizing like this kind of sucks, man. Why does this suck? And we're going back over it, and it's like a 40-minute video, I think, or pretty close to. And hey, like if you dig Rob Liefeld, I do not begrudge you. I don't understand it, like other than just nostalgia. But I will not deny anybody their nostalgia kick. That's part of the reason I got into this shit. That's part of the reason I draw this shit. I will not berate anybody for digging on Liefeld. If we're going to get into the fine details, I might be like, can I direct your attention over to this? What about this thing over here? This seems kind of, I don't know, odd to me. Maybe you don't agree, but maybe you do. I don't know. Anyway. Thank you, Monty. I appreciate it. You guys are going to have to leave before I do, I guess, apparently. Anyway. Yeah, I'm going to call it. So I will be back on Sunday, same time as usual. In the meantime, I'm going to try and get... I'm getting in touch with the rest of the guys. See you, Monty. Have a good one. I'm going to get in touch with the rest of the guys who ordered original art. There's just 2 more to go. And then I think I'm going to try and get to work on that lettering. I've also I came up with a note from the creator to put in the back. And I got to actually type out all the names for the people to thank and all that shit. So that'll take a while. Oh, sorry, Mike. I've been on for almost 3 hours. That's not usual for me on a Wednesday. I got to call it. Normally, I would be off by now anyway. But, if you want to stop back in, I will be back next week at 7 Pacific. Or, before then, I'll be on Sunday at 11 Pacific. So, those are always options. So, anyway, yeah, I'm going to take off. Any further questions, feel free to DM me either on Instagram or the Discord. Or, like, Sheldon, you're on my fucking Patreon, man. Like, go at it there. I don't care. Or email me, whichever. All right. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Peace.